Teacher Shell Learning Resource Channel. Let's read Story with Comprehension Check. Jerry's Box. Jerry woke up on Monday. He grabbed a box he was keeping under his bed. When he came downstairs, his parents asked him what was inside. Something really fun, he said, but nothing more. Jerry walked to his bus stop with the box in his hands. Everybody at the bus stop asked him what was in it. "It's very important," he said, but nothing more. When he got to school, the teacher asked him what was in his box. "It's a secret," he said, but nothing more. At lunch, his friends all crowded around and asked him to open it. "I can't, it's a gift," he said, but nothing more. The box sat with him all day, and no one in class could think about anything else. His teacher didn't let Jerry know, but she was curious too. She decided to send him to the principal for disturbing the class, hoping to get an answer. The principal asked Jerry what he was keeping in the box. "It's not for you," he said, but nothing more. Jerry went back to class and sat down. The entire class was watching as he handed the teacher a note from the principal. "Well, if it's a gift, Jerry, I suggest you deliver it now." Jerry turned around and faced the class. He walked down the aisle and stopped at the desk of Oscar. Before today, nobody paid attention to Oscar. Nobody even talked to Oscar. And nobody had ever stopped at Oscar's desk until now. Oscar's eyes lit up. Jerry handed him the box with a new note. Oscar read the note. "Dear Oscar, this is my box. Enjoy. P.S. It works better if you don't open it." On Tuesday, nobody had more people at their desk than Oscar. Your turn to read, kids. Good job! This time, let's answer the questions from the story. Number 1. What day did Jerry wake up with the box? A. Tuesday. B. Monday. C. Wednesday. You're right. The correct answer is letter B, Monday. Number 2. Where was Jerry keeping the box before he brought it downstairs? A. Under his bed. B. In the kitchen. C. In the living room. You're right. The correct answer is letter A, under his bed. Number 3. What did Jerry say to his parents when they asked about the box? A. It's a surprise. B. It's something fun. C. It's a secret. You're right. The correct answer is letter B. It's something fun. Number 4. Why did Jerry say he couldn't open the box at lunch? A. It was broken. B. It was a gift. C. It was too heavy. You're right. The correct answer is letter B. It was a gift. Number 5. How did Jerry describe the contents of the box to the teacher? A. It's very important. B. It's a secret. C. It's a surprise. You're right. The correct answer is letter B. It's a secret. Number 6. What did the principal ask Jerry about the box? A. If it was empty. B. What was inside. C. Where he got it. You're right. The correct answer is letter B. What was inside. Number 7. How did Jerry respond to the principal's question about the box? A. It's not for you. B. It's a gift. C. It's a secret. You're right. The correct answer is letter A. It's not for you. Number 8. What suggestion did the principal give to Jerry after reading the note? A. Open the box later. B. Deliver the box now. C. Keep the box with him. You're right. The correct answer is letter B. Deliver the box now. Number 9. Where did Jerry stop with the box after receiving the note from the principal? A. At his desk. B. At Oscar's desk. C. In the hallway. You're right. The correct answer is letter B. At Oscar's desk. Number 10. What did Oscar's note say about the box? A. Open it immediately. B. Keep it close. C. share it with everyone. You're right, the correct answer is letter B, keep it closed. Number 11. Why did Jerry refuse to reveal what was inside the box when asked by his parents, teacher, and friends? A. He was embarrassed about the contents. B. He wanted to keep it a surprise. C. He didn't want anyone to know. You're right, the correct answer is letter B, he wanted to keep it a surprise. Number 12, why did Jerry receive a note from the principal, and what did the principal suggest Jerry do with the box? A, the principal was curious, Jerry should open it immediately. B, Jerry disturbed the class, the principal advised delivering the box as a gift. C. The principal wanted to inspect the box. Jerry should keep it close. You're right. The correct answer is letter B. Jerry disturbed the class. The principal advised delivering the box as a gift. Father's inheritance. Once upon a time, there was a hard-working farmer. He had a working wife and 2 sons. He had enough food because he and his wife worked very hard. He wanted his children to have a good life. He never let them do any work. After some time, his wife died. The man still did not want his children to work. He did the field labor and all the housework too. But as time went on, the man became old and sick. He started to worry about what would become of his children when he died. They would not be able to take care of themselves. He called his sons. He said, "My inheritance to you is a lot of gold hidden in the fields. So it's up to you to plow them and find the gold." He also called his neighbors and said, "I'm going to die soon. My sons do not know how to look after themselves. Please look after them until they can do it for themselves." After the man died, the neighbors provided his sons with food for some time. The brothers did not want to be robbed of the gold their father buried. They decided to do the digging themselves. They dug one field after another, but they did not find any gold. They sat down and one asked the other, "Do you think our father cheated us?" The other brother said, "No, I think our father was saying that farming is gold. And if we dig fields, plant and plow, we can become rich." So, like all the other farmers, they dug up the fields. They grew wheat and became very rich. Your turn to read, kids. Good job! This time, let's answer the questions from the story. Number 1. What motivated the farmer to work hard for his family? A. Greed. B. Concern for his children's future. C. Pressure from neighbors. You're right. The correct answer is letter B, concern for his children's future. Number 2, why did the farmer not let his children work initially? A. He enjoyed working alone. B. He wanted them to focus on their studies. C. He wanted them to have an easy life. You're right. The correct answer is letter C. He wanted them to have an easy life. Number 3. What happened to the farmer's wife? A. She left him. B. She passed away. C. She became ill. the correct answer is letter B, she passed away. Number 4, when the man became old and sick, what worried him about his children? A, they were lazy. B, they couldn't take care of themselves. C, they were not good at farming. You're right. The correct answer is letter B, they couldn't take care of themselves. Number 5, what was the inheritance the man left for his sons according to his words? A, fields to plow. B, a lot of gold hidden in the fields. C, a big house. You're right. The correct answer is letter B, a lot of gold hidden in the fields. Number 6, what did the brothers initially believe their father meant by gold hidden in the fields? A, actual gold buried in the fields. B, valuable crops and farming. C, a treasure map hidden in the fields. You're right. The correct answer is letter A, actual gold buried in the fields. Number 7, how did the neighbors help the farmers' sons after their father died? A, gave them money. B, provided them with food. C, took them to work in the fields. You're right. The correct answer is letter B, provided them with food. Number 8, why did the brothers decide to dig up the fields themselves? A, they were looking for hidden treasures. B, they wanted to prove their father wrong. C, they believed farming was the real gold. You're right. The correct answer is letter A, they were looking for hidden treasures. Number 9, what did the brothers discover after digging up the fields? A, buried treasure. B, gold coins. C, the value of farming and became rich. You're right. The correct answer is letter C, the value of farming and became rich. Number 10, what lesson did the brothers learn in the end? A, digging is hard work. B, trust your father's words. C, farming can lead to wealth. You're right. The correct answer is letter C, farming can lead to wealth. How many scores did you get? The father, son, and donkey. A father, his son, and their donkey started a long journey as an adventure. On the way, some people asked them why they didn't ride the donkey. The father invited his son to ride the donkey while he walked. They continued like this for a while. Then, other people they met remarked, "Look at this rude boy, riding a donkey while his father is walking." As a result, the son jumped down and his father rode the donkey. They continued their journey. After some time, other people said, "Look at this rude father riding a donkey while his son is walking." So the father and son decided to ride the donkey together. Your turn to read, kids. Good job! This time, let's answer the questions from the story. Number 1. Why did the father, son, and their donkey started a journey? A. To visit relatives. B. To sell the donkey. C. For an adventure. You're right. The correct answer is letter C, for an adventure. Number 2. Why did some people ask the father and son along the way? A. Why they didn't have a horse. B. Why they didn't ride the donkey. C. Why they were walking. You're right. The correct answer is letter B, why they didn't ride the donkey. Number 3. How did the father initially respond to the people's question about riding the donkey? A. He invited his son to ride the donkey. B. He ignored them. C. He scolded them. You're right. The correct answer is Letter A. He invited his son to ride the donkey. Number 4. What did the people comment when the son rode the donkey while the father walked? A. They praised the son. B. They criticized the son. C. They praised the father. You're right. The correct answer is letter B. They criticized the son. Number 5. Why did the son jump down from the donkey? A. He wanted to walk. B. He was tired. C. He was embarrassed by the comments. You're right. The correct answer is letter C. He was embarrassed by the comments. Number 6. What did the people say when the father rode the donkey while the son walked? A. They praised the father. B. They criticized the father. C. They praise the son. You're right. The correct answer is letter B. They criticize the father. Number 7. How did the father and son respond to the people's comments about riding the donkey together? A. They ignored them. B. They continued riding the donkey together. C. They decided to walk instead. You're right. The correct answer is letter B. They continued riding the donkey together. Number 8. What lesson can be learned from the father and son's experience with the donkey? A. It's not important to listen to others' opinions. B. It's impossible to please everyone. C. It's best to always follow tradition. You're right. The correct answer is letter B. It's impossible to please everyone. Number 9. How did the journey end for the father, son, and their donkey? A. They sold the donkey. B. They reached their destination. C. They continued traveling. You're right. The correct answer is letter C. They continued traveling. Kroaker, the bullfrog. Not long ago, in a crystal clear river, near a small town, lived two very big fish. In fact, they were so big that they were not afraid of anything. They swam anywhere they wanted. They tangled the lines of children fishing in the river. They ate when they were hungry and splashed anyone sitting on the bank. They were the big, brave rulers of the crystal clear river. One day, a large bullfrog and his family moved into the area. The bullfrog saw the two big, brave fish in the crystal clear river and wanted to talk to them, but he was afraid. He didn't know a lot about the crystal clear river or the big brave fish that lived there and was afraid of being eaten. For a long time, he watched the big brave fish, the crystal clear river, and everything around him to make sure it was safe. The bullfrog was very smart and used his common sense to guide him. Then, with a mighty hop, he jumped into the crystal clear river to introduce himself. I'm Kroaker, the biggest and smartest bullfrog in the world, he said. Is that so? Replied one of the fish. We are the biggest and bravest fish in the crystal clear river. The other fish looked at Kroaker and said, if you are nice, we may let you share our water. The three talked, and over time, the two big, brave fish and Kroaker became friends. Every day, the three of them would meet at the same spot in the crystal clear river to eat, talk, and play. Late one evening, as the three were talking, two fishermen passed by. Kroaker saw them, and common sense told him to hop into the water and hide under the bank. The two big, brave fish slowly swam in circles, so the fisherman could see just how big they were. One of the fishermen saw them and said, this crystal clear river has some really big fish. Let's come back tomorrow morning and catch them. Worms? Said one. No, sausages, said the other. And they continued their discussion as they walked the twisty path along the crystal clear river's edge. The two big, brave fish and the Kroaker overheard the fisherman. My friends, said Kroaker, did you hear what they said? You should swim away and hide. The two big, brave fish babbled out laughs as they jumped in and out of the water. One said, my dear bullfrog friend, don't be frightened at their mere talk. Kroaker looked at the two brave fish and said, I would rather be safe than sorry. From what I heard, they might come back, so I will leave with my family to the safety of the land. Kroaker left, and the two big, brave fish swam to the bottom of the crystal clear river. The next morning, just after sunrise, the two fishermen returned to the crystal clear river, where the day before they had seen the two big, brave fish. They walked slowly and quietly, so as not to disturb them. "Look," whispered one of the fishermen. "There they are." The fishermen gently cast their bait and let it slowly drift in the current to attract the big, brave fish. It worked. In moments, each had hooked one of the big, brave fish. Then, the battle between the fisherman and the fish began. The big, brave fish used all their tricks to free themselves. They dived deep, swam fast, and leaped from the water, thrashing their tail and head in an attempt to get free. The battle raged for over 10 minutes, but in the end, the big, brave fish were no match for the fishermen. They were caught. Kroaker watched from the safety of the tall grass that separated the pond from the bank of the crystal clear river. Oh, the anglers were excited. Each had caught a big brave fish on their first cast of the day. What a story they had to tell when they returned home. Kroaker carefully hopped back to the pond and told his family what he had seen. Both my big, brave fish friends were very talented, and still they were caught. But I, with only common sense, saved my family. I will miss them. We have to learn a lesson from this, said Kroaker to his family. At the first sign of danger, use common sense and act quickly to save yourself. Your turn to read, kids. Good job! This time, let's answer the questions from the story. Number 1. What did the two big fish like to do in the crystal clear river? A. Tangle fishing lines. B. Eat sausages. C. Hide under the bank. You're right. The correct answer is letter A, tangle fishing lines. Number 2, why was the bullfrog Kroaker initially afraid to approach the big fish? A, he couldn't swim. B, he was afraid of being eaten. C, he was too small. You're right. The correct answer is letter B, he was afraid of being eaten. Number 3, how did Kroaker ensure his safety before approaching the big fish? A, he wore camouflage. B, he used common sense and observed his surroundings. C, he asked for help from the other frogs. You're right. The correct answer is letter B, he used common sense and observed his surroundings. Number 4, what did the big fish suggest to Kroaker when he wanted to join them in the water? A, they would eat him. B, he could share their water if he was nice. C, they didn't want him around. You're right. The correct answer is letter B, he could share their water if he was nice. Number 5, how did the fisherman plan to catch the big brave fish? A, by using sausages as bait. B, by casting their bait into the current. C, by scaring them away with loud noises. You're right. The correct answer is letter B, by casting their bait into the current. Number 6, why did Kroaker advise the big fish to swim away and hide? A, he wanted the fisherman to catch the fish. B, he was jealous of the big fish. C, he heard the fisherman discussing their plans. You're right. The correct answer is letter C, he heard the fisherman discussing their plans. Number 7, how did the big, brave fish respond to Kroaker's warning? A, they laughed and continued playing. B, they ignored him and stayed put. C, they swam away to the safety of the pond. You're right. The correct answer is letter A, they laughed and continued playing. Number 8, what tricks did the big brave fish use to escape the fisherman? A, they danced on the water surface. B, they thrashed their tails and heads. C, they begged the fisherman for mercy. You're right. The correct answer is letter B, they thrashed their tails and heads. Number 9, what lesson did Kroaker share with his family after witnessing the fate of the big fish? A, always challenge danger. B, act quickly to save yourself at the first sign of danger. C, rely on talent rather than common sense. You're right. The correct answer is letter B. Act quickly to save yourself at the first sign of danger.
The story of yes and no. Before words were words, a boy named Yes lived in a small village in a small kingdom. Yes was good at everything. He was the best, smartest, and most liked person in his village. Yes had a brother, and his name was No. No was jealous of his brother because he was not much good at anything himself. Whenever the villagers asked No for help, he refused because he didn't like people very much. Whenever someone asked Yes for a favor, he would gladly help, and he secretly didn't mind the fact that it irritated No when he did. One day, Yes and No's father, OK, went on a long journey and he left his two sons in charge of all the animals. Yes took good care of the great gawk and the Ix and the three-toed yak. Keep in mind, my dear friend, that the gawk, ik, and three-toed yak were very old animals, so you might know them by different names today. No didn't want to be bothered with the boring tasks involved with taking care of the animals. So, instead of helping his brother, No went down to the lake and threw rocks into the water. A few days after his father left, Yes asked his brother to watch the three-toed yak while he went to find some food to eat. Instead of doing what Yes asked, No lay down, shut his eyes, and forgot about the yak. It just so happened that the king had a personal road nearby, and he traveled on it often. So often that when the three-toed yak wandered onto the road, the king's carriage was passing by and had to swerve to avoid hitting it. The king was thrown from the carriage and fell to the ground and hurt himself. The king demanded to know why a three-toed yak had been allowed on his road and asked all the villagers for an explanation. Yes was always honest, so he told the king the entire story. The king thought for a moment, and then he came up with an idea that he was quite happy with. Yes and No were to work in the castle as his personal assistants as punishment for what was later referred to as the worst three-toed yak and carriage accident in the kingdom's history. The king needed help with many things around the castle because a king cannot be bothered with the daily tasks involved with running a kingdom. However, soon after his decision about the two brothers, the king realized that only yes would be of any use to him as a servant. Whenever the king asked no to bring him anything, it would get thrown away, broken, or eaten without exception. The king was quite sure that no was the worst servant in the entire world. The brothers' most important task was to help pick the food for a grand party that the king was throwing later that night. Cooks from all over the kingdom lined up at the castle's gate to offer the king their food for the party. Of course, the king could not go and grab the food himself. So he asked yes and no to do it for him. The first cook came up the gate and yelled to the gatekeeper, "I bring my delicious blueberry pie for the king." The king heard this and thought that blueberry pie would be perfect for such an event, and he would love to eat the leftovers. He didn't want anything to happen to the blueberry pie, so he called yes and then asked him to go fetch it. The next cook stepped up to the gate. "I offer the king gruki soup," he said. "No," he yelled, and then sent No out to retrieve the soup. No dropped the soup before the king could even smell it. The king didn't like grupi soup very much, and he knew just how to get rid of it. This went on for hours. If the king liked a dish, he would yell yes, and it would be included in the night's feast. If he did not, everyone would hear a loud no, and the dish would be destroyed moments later by a servant with a very bad attitude. Pretty soon, this started catching on around the kingdom. For if a king does something, his loyal subjects are never far behind. If they didn't want a second scoop of potatoes, they would say no, and if they liked what someone was offering, they would say yes. And ever since that day, in a small village in a small kingdom, yes has meant yes, and no has meant no. Your turn to read, kids.
Good job! This time, let's answer the questions from the story. Number 1. What was the relationship between yes and no? A. Friends. B. Brothers. C. Cousins. You're right. The correct answer is letter B, brothers. Number 2. Why was no jealous of yes? A. Yes was more popular. B. Yes was smarter and better at everything. C. Yes had a better sense of humor. You're right. The correct answer is letter B. Yes was smarter and better at everything. Number 3. What did no do while yes took care of the animals? A. Threw rocks into the lake. B. Helped with the animals. C. Went to find some food. You're right. The correct answer is letter A, threw rocks into the lake. Number 4. Why did the king punish yes and no? A. They broke a carriage. B. They didn't let the three-toed yak wander onto the road. C. They neglected their duties with the animals. You're right. The correct answer is letter C. They neglected their duties with the animals. Number 5. Why did the king decide to have yes and no work in the castle? A. They were excellent servants. B. It was a reward for their honesty. C. It was a punishment for the three-toed yak incident. You're right. The correct answer is letter C. It was a punishment for the three-toed yak incident. Number 6. What was the main task assigned to yes and no for the grand party? A. Decorating the castle. B. Selecting food from cooks. C. Inviting guests to the party. You're right. The correct answer is letter B, selecting food from cooks. Number 7. How did yes and no determine whether a dish would be included in the feast? A. The king tasted it first. B. The cooks decided. C. The king's response, yes or no. You're right. The correct answer is letter C, the king's response, yes or no. How many scores did you get? Wow, that's a good job. Do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button to be notified on our next episodes. Goodbye, kids!